Hey everyone, it's me Isa. Welcome back to another video. As you can see, we are not at the farm and we might not be at the farm for a while, and I thought that I would just give everyone an update because you have been such an important part of our farm journey, and it is only right to keep you guys updated on everything that's been happening in between. So if you follow me on Instagram or on TikTok, you probably already know what's happening because I have shared it there. But this video is going to be a lot more detailed. So let's just get into it right away. So my last video at the farm, I think, was over a month ago, and that was at the start of the harvest season. Initially, North and I were supposed to go back, but then I got a hosting gig which required me to be in the city, and that's why the video after the farm harvest, or I mean the, not harvest, I keep calling it harvest, I mean the loading video. So the video after we loaded the building with chicks is the makeup video. And if you watch that video, at the end of it, you'll see that Cebu experienced a pretty bad earthquake. For those who don't know, we live in Cebu City, and on September 30th, we were hit by a 6.9 magnitude earthquake. And it was felt pretty badly, like we really felt it, because it was like, I think if I remember correctly, they were saying it was like at 5 meters. So like whatever that means, but we ended up feeling it so bad. What I wasn't able to share in the previous video was basically what I was witnessing happening to my husband. So on that evening, we were all downstairs and my husband was just on his phone and he looked so worried. He was pacing back and forth in his bare feet, and I kind of knew like, oh no, something like bad happened. Okay, I didn't actually want to tell you guys this, and the reason why I didn't want to tell anyone where the location of the farm is because, for one, I obviously wanted to keep our family safe, and at the same time, it's not my farm, it's my husband's family's farm. So I don't think I had the right to tell you guys where it is, but now that this whole thing has happened, it kind of like makes sense for you to tell you where it is. The epicenter of the earthquake was at Bogo, Cebu City, which is like 4 hours and 30 minutes away from the city. Now, the farm is a town right beside Bogo. Whether it's before or after is for you to find out, but it is just one town away. And I don't know if this adds to the injury, but it is also located at the mountains. So, as you can expect, there have been pretty bad damages to the building. The main reason why North and I cannot visit right now is because there has been severe structural damage to the water tower. I'm gonna show you pictures here. Cracks, like all sorts of cracks, and it's just the thought is like this could fall at any given moment. So it was just better if we didn't go. If you remember, like the building does, or like the land where the farm is, there's like a cliff or like a riffraff. There also have been leaks and cracks there. There is literally a picture of like cement, and then the land has gone like this. So it's cement, a gap, and then land. And the land has sunken. The inside of the building, I think, is particularly a sight to be seen, which I didn't think was real when they explained it to me at first. But for some reason, the whole flooring of the building has sunken. And you can see pictures of like the columns where there's like a difference in color. Like this part will be light because that's where the cement used to be, and then it's just like, no, it sunk. So like there's a part where like, I don't know how to explain it, but basically the floor has sunken. And that's just outside, and they're like huge cracks outside. But when you get inside, um, the I don't know if I have footage of this, but so there's a gutter. There are gutters at the side of the building, and then and these are lower than the actual ground, because obviously, like, if there's water, you want it to go to the gutter. Right after the earthquake, now the gutter is above and the floor is below it. Aside from that, the cages, or they were standing on, like, let's just call them stilts or like stands. They're standing on that, and those have, like, they've fallen, but they are still standing. And I just, like, couldn't believe it until I actually saw it, and I was like, oh my goodness. So for those who are wondering, they were still able to raise all the chickens to the ideal harvest weight. And the team was so amazing that they stayed and worked and raised until harvest, even through the earthquake. I know for a fact that it did not get any easier, because there were multiple aftershocks that happened, that are still happening. At least, like, it hasn't, knock on wood, Lord, but it hasn't happened in like a couple of weeks, but there were aftershocks. And the worst thing is, we couldn't feel them in the city, but my husband and everyone who were at the farm, they could still feel it, and they were still working, because they had to bring those chickens to the ideal weight so we could get them out. I know, because my husband wasn't here a lot of the times after the earthquake, because he had to go to the province and work, and he would tell me, like, oh, it just shook. And to the point now, when he came home to the city and we woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning and the whole room was shaking for a few seconds because it was another aftershock, he was just so unfazed by it. He was like, that is nothing compared to what I have to endure day and night at the farm. And so, yeah, luckily we were able to harvest a few days after the earthquake, so everyone was able to go home. They were able to visit their families. We were able to provide aid and whatnot. So luckily, nalang yun, it didn't take too long for everyone to be able to go home to their families. So what's gonna happen next? Right now, I can't tell you when North and I can go back to the farm specifically, because up until we are able to reinforce and repair the water tower, we are absolutely not going to step a foot in the premises, because it's just too dangerous. I would never put my son at risk like that. So we're just gonna stay put in the city until further notice. But I know that they are currently working to get everything fixed. So yeah, there's that. So there was also a conversation if they could still take in chicks and raise them while the repairs are going on. But my husband, he disagreed firmly against it, because it would just make things so much harder. And so, having said that, we will not be operating until all the repairs are done. And that will probably take a month, but given like allowances for delays and stuff like that, it will probably take 2 to 3 months, if I'm being completely honest. But we were hoping that we could start again in December, but we'll just have to see. It's pretty sad, because I was really excited for us to have chicks in November, knowing very well that these chicks would be put on the tables most likely for Christmas. I remember like a few months ago, or like during the second loading at least, I was looking at these chicks. I'm like, I know, like, I laugh or I make like these crazy jokes on my social medias about these being chicken nuggets and chicken popcorns, but like these chicks are a part of, or like, you know, it's a part of everyone's story. Like everyone will say, Oh, I remember during Christmas, my parents, at least I know that my parents, their story is always, I remember we would only get to eat chicken once a year, and that was during Christmas, and we would line up sa Senior Pedro nga chicken, and we would eat that, and it was such a kuan part of our life. And so I was looking at the chicks during the second loading, and I was thinking, I wonder asa ni maabot mga manuka, like whose story are they gonna be a part of? And it's just kind of sad that that's not gonna happen. But you know, at the end of the day, an important thing is that everyone is safe, thank God. Nobody got hurt. That's why nobody is going to get hurt. And money can be made again. Pwede na ka mangutang, but you can never replace a life. So, muna siya. So that's the status of the farm. So I don't really know. Hopefully when the tower is fixed, we can go back and we can kind of just pick up from where we left off, and maybe we can show you the development of the farm and all the repairs and stuff like that. We can show you the floor, because it's like, I feel like it's an insane sight to see. But in the meantime, it's kind of just a situation right now. I don't really know what else to say about it, because it's kind of just a matter of fact thing. There's an earthquake, there are damages, you have to get fixed, and then we just move on from there. So yeah, those are the current updates on the farm. Right now, it is mostly just North and I and my mom who's home, because my husband and his family have been working very, very hard back at the farm. And hopefully we can see you guys soon. We miss you. We miss all the titos and the kuyas at the farm. We really miss everyone. Like, I miss my life there. I can't believe I'm saying that, because like I'm such a city girl, but I miss the slow moments being there sometimes, and I can't wait to be back. But in the meantime, wala. Wag tayo mahimo, guys. Mo na gina sitwasyon. Yeah. That's the update, and I hope you like this video, and make sure to subscribe if you want more updates on the farm like this. And hopefully we'll see you at the RRG poultry farm very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Good night.